800 years later his name still echoes, Genghis Khan. A name that conjures images of vast hordes thundering across the steppes, leaving conquered empires and shattered dreams in their wake. But how much of what we know is true, and how much is myth? History, as they say, is written by the victors, often with bias. And Genghis Khan's story is a tapestry woven with both fact and legend intertwined. His enemies saw him as a barbarian, a ruthless destroyer of civilizations. His followers? A visionary leader, a unifier of tribes. To understand this complex figure, we must journey back in time. Back to the brutal, windswept plains of 13th century Mongolia. To a time before the name Genghis Khan inspired fear and awe across the known world. He wasn't born Genghis Khan, he was Temujin, a name meaning of iron or blacksmith, hinting at the strength he would come to embody. Born in 1162, his world was one of constant struggle. Mongolian tribes locked in perpetual conflict. Resources were scarce, loyalty was fluid, betrayal was commonplace. Temujin's early life was a harsh lesson in survival. At 9 years old, tragedy struck, his father poisoned by a rival clan. This left young Temujin and his family vulnerable. Cast out, they were forced to scrape by, foraging for food, fighting for survival on the fringes of Mongol society. These early hardships forged within him a steely resolve. He learned the importance of loyalty. He witnessed firsthand the destructive nature of disunity. These experiences would shape his destiny. They would mold him into the leader history would come to know as Genghis Khan. The Mongolian steppe was a crucible. It tested and hardened those who survived its embrace. For Temujin, it was a proving ground. His charisma and natural leadership qualities began to shine. He forged alliances, repaid loyalty with fierce dedication. His reputation grew with each victory, each act of cunning. One by one he united the Mongol tribes, not through brute force alone, but through strategic brilliance. He understood the power of unity. He knew that a divided Mongolia was a weak Mongolia. He offered his followers a powerful vision, a united Mongolia, free from internal strife, ready to claim its place in the world. His ascent wasn't without its setbacks. Betrayal and conflict were constant companions, but Temujin persevered. He escaped assassination attempts, overcame imprisonment. His will, like the iron of his namesake, could not be broken. He was destined for greatness. Section 4. Uniting the Clans, a Khan Rises. In 1206, on the banks of the Onon River, a pivotal moment arrived. This serene landscape bore witness to a transformation that would echo through the ages. After years of struggle, Temujin united the Mongol tribes. His journey was fraught with challenges, betrayals, and battles, but his vision never wavered. He was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the oceanic ruler. This title was not just a name but a symbol of his vast ambitions and the boundless horizons he sought to conquer. A title befitting his ambition and reach. It signified his authority over the united tribes and his vision for a unified empire. This marked the birth of the Mongol Empire, an empire that would stretch from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe, an empire that would forever alter the course of history. Its influence would be felt in trade, culture, and warfare for centuries to come. Genghis Khan's leadership transcended mere conquest. He was not just a warrior but a visionary leader. He was a gifted strategist, a shrewd diplomat. His ability to plan and execute complex military campaigns was unparalleled. He understood that true power lay not just in wielding a sword but in building a system that could sustain it. His diplomatic skills were as sharp as his blade. He broke from Mongol tradition by promoting individuals based on merit, not lineage. This meritocratic approach ensured that the most capable individuals led his armies and governed his territories, a revolutionary concept that fueled his empire's growth. It allowed for a dynamic and adaptable leadership structure. His legal code, the Yasa, became the backbone of his empire. It was a comprehensive set of laws that governed every aspect of life. It emphasized loyalty, obedience, and accountability. These principles were crucial in maintaining order and unity within the vast empire. Crimes like theft and adultery were punished severely. This strict enforcement of laws deterred crime and ensured stability. But the Yasa also promoted religious tolerance, protected merchants, and encouraged trade. This fostered a diverse and prosperous society, and offered a form of social mobility unheard of in many parts of the world. Commoners could rise to positions of power based on their abilities and achievements. Section 5. A Conqueror's Toolkit, Genghis Khan's Military Prowess. Genghis Khan's armies were a force unlike any other, mobile, disciplined, adaptable, and relentless in their pursuit of victory. They were masters of mounted archery. Their bows could strike enemies from hundreds of yards, delivering deadly accuracy even at full gallop. Their horses, extensions of themselves, were trained to respond to the slightest touch, making them formidable in battle. They moved with a speed and fluidity that baffled their enemies, often appearing where least expected. But their success wasn't just about military might, it was also about strategic brilliance and meticulous planning. Genghis Khan was a master of intelligence gathering, using a vast network of spies and scouts. His spies and scouts infiltrated enemy ranks, providing crucial information about weaknesses and terrain, which was vital for planning attacks. He studied his enemies meticulously, adopted their tactics, and often improved upon them, turning their strengths into his own. He understood the psychological aspect of warfare, knowing that fear could be as powerful as any weapon. He used fear and propaganda to great effect, spreading stories of his brutality to weaken enemy morale. Stories of Mongol brutality often preceded them, sowing terror and demoralizing the enemy before a single arrow was fired, ensuring many battles were won before they even began. His military campaigns were a testament to his strategic brilliance, showcasing a blend of tactics that left a lasting legacy. A blend of brute force, cunning tactics, and psychological warfare, Genghis Khan's approach to conquest was unparalleled in its effectiveness and impact. Section 6. The Empire Forged. From the Pacific to Eastern Europe. Genghis Khan's empire grew at an astonishing rate. From the Pacific shores of China to the Caucasus Mountains, from the icy Siberian plains to the scorching deserts of Persia. His armies swept across the continent, leaving a trail of both destruction and integration. Cities that resisted faced his wrath, but those who surrendered were often spared and incorporated into his empire. He welcomed scholars, artisans, and engineers from conquered lands, recognizing their value in strengthening his domain. Trade flourished under his rule. The Silk Road, once a perilous network of routes, became safer and more prosperous. Ideas and goods flowed freely across the vast expanse of the Mongol Empire. This cultural exchange had a profound impact on the world, connecting East and West in ways never seen before. Section 7. Legacy of the Khan. Destruction, tolerance, and a lasting mystery. Genghis Khan died in 1227, but his influence did not end with his death. His empire, under his successors, continued to expand, reaching from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. He left behind a legacy as complex as the man himself, a blend of destruction and creation. A conqueror who reshaped the political landscape of his time, altering the course of history. He was a ruthless leader who nevertheless promoted religious tolerance and cultural exchange, allowing diverse cultures to flourish under his rule. His conquests resulted in immense bloodshed, millions perished, cities were razed to the ground. Yet he also opened up trade routes and fostered communication between East and West, creating a bridge between distant civilizations. His empire became a conduit for knowledge and innovation, spreading ideas and technologies across continents. His story is a reminder that history is rarely black and white, filled with contradictions and complexities. It is a tapestry woven with threads of brutality and brilliance, a narrative of both destruction and progress. And here's a final thought: despite his immense impact on the world, Genghis Khan's tomb has never been found. Lost somewhere in the vast Mongolian steppes, it remains one of history's greatest mysteries. A final mystery surrounding the life of a man who in life and death continues to fascinate and intrigue us centuries later, leaving us with more questions than answers.